When Trump said he would dismantle the deep state and eliminate waste, he was not kidding around. Barely 2 weeks into his second presidency, Donald Trump has signed a raft of memorandums to cut waste, with his latest initiative being to potentially shut down USAID, the U.S. Agency for International Development, which is said to help international development and humanitarian aid overseas. But the Trump administration leadership is not buying it and are instead exposing the organization for a colossal waste of taxpayer funds.
Through USAID over the past several years, these are some of the insane priorities that organization has been spending money on. $1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia's workplaces, $70,000 for a production of a DEI musical in Ireland, $47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia, $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. I don't know about you, but as an American taxpayer, I don't want my dollars going towards this crap, and I know the American people don't either, and that's exactly what Elon Musk has been tasked by President Trump to do, to get the fraud, waste, and abuse out of our federal government.
Thank you, guys. Online commentators were outraged at the waste, saying, "That is beyond insane. How much more are we going to find out? Doge has only been at this for a few days." Secretary of State Marco Rubio agreed, saying USAID needs to be brought into line.
Well, look, my frustration with USAID goes back to my time in Congress. It's a completely unresponsive agency. It's supposed to respond to policy directives of the State Department, and it refuses to do so. So the functions of USAID, there are a lot of functions of USAID that are going to continue, that are going to be part of American foreign policy, but it has to be aligned with American foreign policy. I said very clearly during my confirmation hearing that every dollar we spend and every program we fund, that will be aligned with the national interest of the United States. And USAID has a history of sort of ignoring that and deciding that they're somehow a global charity separate from the national interest. These are taxpayer dollars. And so I'm very troubled by these reports that they've been unwilling to cooperate with people who are asking simple questions about what does this program do, who gets the money, who are our contractors, who's funded, and that sort of level of insubordination makes it impossible to conduct the sort of mature and serious review that I think foreign aid writ large should have.
And RFK Jr. went even further, claiming USAID was a CIA front.
2014, there are riots it's called the Maidan Rebellion in Ukraine, which we're not told that we are financing those riots. The newspapers never told us, our government never told us. USAID, which is a CIA front, put $5 billion into funding those riots. Those riots lead to a coup d'etat against the first democratically elected government of the Ukraine. It was a government that refused to choose sides and to say we're going to be on the side of the West. So we wanted them out. A month before that government is overthrown, Victoria Nuland, who's part of the centerpiece of the neocon ideology and who is now a high-level official in the State Department, has a secret call with the U.S. ambassador, which is tape recorded and is now public, which anybody can go and look up, where she is picking the new cabinet for the Ukraine, which is, it's a U.S. Western cabinet. So they're picking the new government a month before the old government is overthrown.
Is that democracy when Victoria Nuland picks her government?
Well, that's the point, is USAID doesn't really do, and the CIA don't do democracy.
The extra scrutiny on USAID has sent Democrats into a spin, with bureaucrats who benefit from the organization, like Chuck Schumer, having a meltdown.
We also know this is just the beginning. If Doge attacks USAID today, then you can be sure they'll move on to another target tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe it'll be the Postal Service, or the IRS, or even the Social Security Administration. They could be next. Or maybe our national security agencies.
Another Democrat politician had a meltdown about the cuts outside USAID HQ, ranting about Elon Musk's power in the new administration.
Elon Musk, you didn't create USAID. The United States Congress did for the American people. And just like Elon Musk did not create USAID, He doesn't have the power to destroy it. And who's going to stop him? We are. We're going to stop him. We don't have a fourth branch of government called Elon Musk. And that's going to become real clear.
Musk then clapped back, saying the corrupt politicians protesting outside the USAID building are the ones getting money from USAID. That's why they're there. They want your stolen tax dollars. Another Democrat representative went on a rant outside the HQ as well.
It is really a sad day in America. We are witnessing a constitutional crisis. We talked about Trump wanting to be a dictator on day one, and here we are. This is what the beginning of dictatorship looks like.
The potential motive was later exposed by eagle-eyed commentators on X. This commentator said, "Now it makes sense why Ilhan Omar is so upset that Trump is pausing USAID funds. The country she's representing in Congress received over $2 billion from the US since 2022.
Worked hard, maybe even graduated at the top of your class, only to suddenly face the threat of deportation to a country that you know nothing about, with a language that you may not even speak, effective immediately. The Department of Homeland Security is taking steps to lift the shadow of deportation from these young people."
Fue una declaración histórica. Hace 10 años el presidente Barack Obama, con una acción ejecutiva, creó DACA. Este es un programa que...
Briefly introduce today's speakers. We are joined by 5 panelists representing organizations from the gun violence prevention, immigration, labor, and environmental movements. We have Greg Jackson, who is National Advocacy Director for Community Justice Action Fund, which is a nonprofit organization focused on building power for and with communities of color to end gun violence. Greg has public service experience with the DC Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement, as well as campaign experience being the former field director for the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee. Our second panelist is Graysa Martinez-Rosa. She is Executive Director of United We Dream, which is the largest immigrant youth-led movement in the United States. Originally from Hidalgo, Mexico, Graysa immigrated to the U.S. with her family at a young age and grew up in Dallas, Texas. In her 8 years as staff at United We Dream, she has held the roles of Civic Engagement Field Manager, National Field Coordinator, Advocacy and Policy Director, and Deputy Executive Director, and now serving as the full-time Executive Director. From the U.S. labor movement, we are joined by Mr. Damon A. Silver. Damon is the Director of Policy and Special Counsel for the American Federation of Labor and Council of Industrial Organizations. This is popularly known as the AFL-CIO. And last but of course not least, we have Matt Davis. Matt is Vice President of Civic Engagement at the League of Conservation Voters. The League of Conservation Voters is a national advocacy organization with 32 state affiliates, and it fights for climate action and a fair, equitable democracy.
By sheer coincidence.
I am a student, and I don't even marry. I understand why you want to support me and my mother. Why does your party not pass immigration reform when you have the opportunity? Representative Ryan, I probably will start asking this question. I am a documentary on DACA. Representative Ryan, why do you want to report me and my mother? Thank you. My name is Graysa Martinez-Rosa. I am an immigrant. I am undocumented.
Yeah.
Please welcome Executive Director Teresa Martinez Rosa from United We Dream.
What up, my people? Buenas tardes a toda mi gente latina, ¿dónde estamos? A toda mi gente de habla hispana. Trump ha dicho que no quiere que hablemos español. Y le decimos, no, gracias. My name is Teresa Martinez Rosa. I am an immigrant. I am undocumented, unafraid, queer, and unashamed. I lead the organization, the most beautiful organization called United Action. We are the nation's largest network of immigrant young people fighting for queer rights, immigrant rights, and the rights of everyday working class people. So yeah, that is so beautiful. I wish you could be in this place, and there's so many of you. I want you to take a moment and say high five to your neighbor. Y'all have been here for a while. Say, hey, what's up, neighbors? We're doing this. We got this. Yes. I'm here today because this fight is about all of us. Not just the people standing here at this podium, but this fight is about you. About the people that you love. About the people that you miss. Those we lost and those that we are waiting for, our babies. We are facing the national flashpoint. There's a creepy cult of billionaires. Creepy billionaires that have fought their way into our government. They're so creepy that they think that they can declare power to make their own rules without accountability. They're so creepy that they think that they can do it without oversight. They're so creepy that they think they can do it without consequences. But this country is not theirs to buy. This country is not theirs to buy. This country is ours. It's the everyday people, immigrants, queer, and
that are like making it more financially feasible to build renewables, to do like climate projects. I do implementation now, so I do like how do you spend $100 billion? How do you make sure that like there's a proper, well, until recently, how do you make sure the proper like processes are in place to like prevent fraud and to prevent abuse and like ensure that like we are funding like the paying jobs and that sort of stuff. Now it's just how to get the money out as fast as possible before they come in and like talk about it.
Really?
Yeah.
You can do that?
To an extent, just like within detail. Yeah, really? Yeah. Why not? Because if it's not gonna, basically that's where it all is now. I mean, now it all is like, it truly feels like, on a Titanic, we're throwing like gold bars off the net. Does it really? She's gotta feel weird. It's weird. I mean, it's not good vibes. It's not good. I mean, everyone's very fast. Where are the gold bars going to? Nonprofits, states, tribes, cities. Anything like in the news that I would know of? Not yet. Like any organizations, like well, they're all local. A lot of them are small, not like local nonprofits. It's like a big thing that most of the stuff we funded, but the things that we haven't funded yet are like the local nonprofit program that like was going to be like a winter Kamala Harris administration program. So now we're just like getting our cushion mark. Right. Yeah. This year we have $50 billion. No, it's like $2 billion at this point. But yeah, we got most of it. It's like 90% of that. But wow. Yeah, and what happens if they try to stop it? They can't? When they come in, if you haven't gotten out the door, they can stop it. You got like 2 months. If they don't get it out by a certain date, what's that date? It's inauguration. It's the 20th. It's renewed on the 20th of January. Yeah. You can work right down to the minute. Probably like a little after you. Yeah, it's basically yeah. Hey, throw a couple billion here or there. It's until the Trump people come in and tell us we can no longer give out money. Wow. So that's at the very earliest, between on the 20th, and it's probably a little bit after because they have to get in the building and tell people what to do. Will they come in and stop? Yeah, like I think they will. I think they will come in and they will issue an order that like all grants have to stop. EPA can't give any money out. So we reevaluate anything, and then they'll say we're reevaluating it, and then Congress will say we're stopping this entirely, and they'll pass a law that says all this money doesn't exist anymore that you want to give out. No, I think they gave them the money because it was harder if it was a government-run program. They could take the money away if Trump won, because it was a external policy against Trump winning. So like these are basically like non-profit institutions that will cover the entire country. They could have been a government agency, but because they aren't, we're safer from Republicans taking the money away. You guys are like saving the world. Literally, we are. Like, we're throwing gold bars up at the Titanic. Yeah. You do what? We're throwing gold bars up at the Titanic. That's all we're doing. We're saving it. We're getting the money out.
Everyday people, immigrants, queer and trans people, immigrant workers and families, and our allies. Every single one of us, these eyes snatching our people off the street. From students, moms, dads, friends, to mass detention camps, here and abroad. From student activists demanding an end to genocide like Mahmoud Khalil and Ramesa Kirk, to organizers like Zanetti, Gemma, and hardworking people like Gilmar, a father from Maryland who was deported to the mega prisons in El Salvador. These kidnappings, they are proof that they are coming after all of us. All of us, whether we have papers or not. And I'm here to deliver a message. I'm Grayson Martinez Rosa. I'm the daughter of Luis and Elia Martinez, immigrants that did the most bravest thing to decide to make this country our home. If they were to snatch me or disappear me at any time, I want you to know that I love this country. That within its borders or outside of it, I will fight to defend the vision of our people. That within its borders or outside of it, we will not stop speaking out against what's happening in our community. I want you to know if I disappear, that I know that you'll show up for me and the millions of undocumented people here in the U.S. Am I right? Am I right? I don't tell you this to be scared, because I'm undocumented and I'm
run by a bunch of radical lunatics and we're getting them out. USAID, run by radical lunatics, and we're getting them out, and then we'll make a decision.
I mean, Pat, if you guys think about it, 97% of political contributions from USAID employees went to guess who? Democrats. No wonder why Ilhan Omar and Janie Raskin are furious, bro. Their money is about to go bye-bye. Do you understand? Like that's why the left hates RFK, because that's why Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, Tom, they hate RFK because he's messing with big pharma money. That's why they hate Cash Patel, because he's about to air everybody's laundry.
They got a $50 billion budget.
$50 billion.
Let's call it what it is. It's a government-funded super PAC for the Democrats.
That's all it is. So no wonder why they're going to be kicking.
And you call it U.S. aid to distract people. We're helping people with aid, like the Inflation Reduction Act.
Yeah.